All right, so week 3, we're going to finish chapter 2 with linear regression, two quantitative variables, scatter plots are the main topic, and then we're going to do a little bit of probability. And the probability is a little out of sequence in this book. So we did chapter 1, collecting data. We've been working on chapter 2, describing data. Mostly this week, we're going to work on two quantitative variables with linear regression, scatter plots, and correlation. So 2.4 and 2.5. And 2.7, there's not really any homework about 2.7, but there's some cool stuff in there that I highly recommend you look at, but I'm not going to test you on it. And then in, I believe it is Appendix B, not Appendix B, Appendix A. Not Appendix A, big picture synthesis. There we go. In my version of the ebook, it ends up in the big picture synthesis, chapter P. And in chapter P, we're only going to do section 1. The physical book's slightly different, and you guys have a slightly different ebook provider than I do. So I'm not sure if I don't think your table of contents appears the same way mine does, but you got to look in the end of it for the probability section that we're covering.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And my hope is that somewhere in your past, you've seen a little basic probability. And the main kind of new probability idea that you might not have seen before is called conditional probability. And so I'll talk a little about that before we depart, because that's the idea of false positives and false negatives, which we need for hypothesis testing at the end of the course. All right, so that's the end of that little intro. Next, on to some homework questions.